Liz and I'm an alcoholic. To accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Awesome. I'd like to remind everybody that this meeting is being live streamed and you can access it from our website. Welcome to the Tuesday night alumni speaker meeting. Who is it their first time attending our meeting? Awesome. You guys are welcome. Thank you. You will have time after Nancy kicks off our introductions to introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Nancy. I'm an addict.
Nancy.
Justin. Addict. Grant. Addict.
Grant.
Hamid, addict.
Hamid.
Can't forget the second.
Dalton, addict.
Dalton.
Andrew.
Andrew.
Ron, alcoholic addict.
Ron.
Billy, addict.
Billy.
Scott, addict.
Scott.
William, alcoholic.
William.
Lester, alcoholic.
Lester.
Jamal, addict.
Jamal.
My family and addict. My name's Ben.
Ben.
Brian, alcoholic.
Brian.
Glenn, addict.
Glenn.
Eric, alcoholic.
Eric.
Anthony, alcoholic.
Anthony.
Scott, addict.
Scott.
Joe, addict.
Joe.
David, addict.
David. Chris. To the back.
Jesse, recovering alcoholic addict.
Jesse.
Frank, addict.
Frank.
Joe, alcoholic.
Joe. Roxana. Roxana. Isaiah. Jose.
Sam, addict.
Sam.
Darren, addict.
Darren.
Luis, addict.
Luis.
Jack.
Rick.
Jack, addict.
Jack.
Paco, alcoholic.
Paco.
Enrique, alcoholic.
Enrique.
Albert, alcoholic.
Albert.
Emmanuel, addict.
Emmanuel. Brett.
Donald, addict.
Donald.
Sean, alcoholic addict.
Sean.
Brandon, recovering addict.
Brandon.
Michael, alcoholic addict.
Michael.
Nate, alcoholic.
Nate.
Chris, addict.
Chris.
Alfie, alcoholic addict.
Alfie.
Gino, addict.
Gino.
Michael, addict.
Michael.
Keyshawn, addict.
Keyshawn.
Marcos, addict.
Marcos.
Eddie, addict.
Eddie. And I'm Liz. I'm still an alcoholic. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. We made it. All right. So we kindly ask for your cooperation in making this a good experience for all who wish to hear the message. Please respect the speakers and the meetings by not talking during the readings or while people are sharing. During the break, feel free to help yourself to coffee, water, and snacks. And we've asked Rich, is it Rich or Rick? Rick, come on up and read what is the NA program for us.
Hello, Rick Addict. What is the Narcotics Anonymous program? NA is a non-profit fellowship or society of men and women for whom drugs has become a major problem. We are recovering addicts who meet regularly to help each other stay clean. This is a program of complete abstinence from all drugs. There's only one requirement for membership: the desire to stop using. We suggest that you keep an open mind and give yourself a break. Our program is a set of principles written so simply that we can follow them in our daily lives. The most important thing about them is that they work. There are no strings attached to NA. We are not affiliated with any other organizations. We have no initiation fees or dues, no pledges to sign, no promises to make to anyone. We are not connected with any political, religious, or law enforcement groups, and are under no surveillance at any time. Anyone may join us regardless of age, race, sexual identity, creed, religion, or lack of religion. We are not interested in what or how much you used, or who your connections were, what you have done in the past, how much or how little you have, but only in what you want to do and do about your problem and how we can help you. The newcomer is the most important person at any meeting, because we can only keep what we have by giving it away. We have learned from our group experience that those who keep coming to our meetings regularly stay clean.
And Marcos, come on up and read why we are here.
Marcos addict. Why are we here? Before coming to the fellowship of NA, we could not manage our own lives. We could not live and enjoy life as other people do. We had to have something different, and we thought we had found it in drugs. We placed their use ahead of the welfare of our families, our wives, husbands, and our children. We had to have drugs at all costs. We did many great harm, but most of all, we harmed ourselves. Through our inability to accept personal responsibilities, we were actually creating our own problems. We seemed to be incapable of facing life on its own terms. Most of us realized that in our addiction, we were slowly committing suicide. But addiction is such a cunning enemy of life that we had lost the power to do anything about it. Many of us ended up in jail or sought help through medicine, religion, and psychiatry. None of these methods was sufficient for us. Our disease always resurfaced or continued to progress until in desperation we sought help from each other in Narcotics Anonymous. After coming to NA, we realized we were sick people. We suffer from a disease from which there is no known cure. It can, however, be arrested at some point, and recovery is then possible.
Thanks, Marcos. And we have Hamid. Come on up and read how it works.
Hamid addict. How it works. If you want what we have to offer and are willing to make the effort to get it, then you are ready to take certain steps. These are the principles that make our recovery possible. We admitted that we were powerless over our addiction, that our lives had become unmanageable. Number two, we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Number three, we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to God, to the care of God as we understood Him. Number four, we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Number five, we admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. Number six, we were entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Number seven, we humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. Number eight, we made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Number nine, we made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except to do so would injure them or others. Number 10, we continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Number 11, we sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. Number 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to addicts and to practice these principles in all our affairs. This sounds like a big order, and we can't do it all at once. We didn't become addicted in one day, so remember. There is one thing more than anything else that will defeat us in our recovery. This is an attitude of indifference or intolerance towards spiritual principles. Three of these that are indispensable are honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. With these, we are well on our way. We feel that our approach to the disease of addiction is completely realistic, for the therapeutic value of one addict helping another is without parallel. We feel that our way is practical, for one addict can best understand and help another addict. We believe that the sooner we face our problems within our society and everyday living, just that much faster do we become acceptable, responsible, and productive members of that society. The only way to keep from returning to active addiction is not to take that first drug.
Don't do it.
If you are like us, you know that one is too many and 1,000 is never enough. We put great emphasis on this, for we know that when we use drugs in any form or substitute one for another, we release our addiction all over again. What about alcohol? Thinking of alcohol as different from other drugs has caused a great many addicts to relapse. Before we came to NA, many of us viewed alcohol separately, but we cannot afford to be confused about this. Alcohol is a drug. We are people with the disease of addiction who must abstain from all drugs in order to recover.
Thanks, Hamid. While we observe the seventh tradition, we've asked Keyshawn to come on up and read the 12 traditions.
Keyshawn Addict. The 12 traditions of NA. 1. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends on NA unity. 2. For our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as he may express himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. 3. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop using. 4. Each group should be anonymous except in matters affecting other groups or NA as a whole. 5. Each group has but one primary purpose, to carry the message to the addict who still suffers. 6. An NA group will never endorse, finance, or lend the NA name to any related facility or outside enterprise. Less problems of money, property of prestige, divert us from our primary purpose. 7. Every NA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8. Narcotics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9. NA as much ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible for those they serve. 10. Narcotics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the NA name will never be drawn into public controversy. 11. Our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and films. 12. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personality. Thank you.
Thanks, Keyshawn. All right. So our format for the meeting is we're going to have a 10-minute speaker, then we'll take a 10-minute break, and then when we come back from break, we'll have our main speaker. We'll do some celebration of milestones and see if we have time for sharing. So our 10-minute speaker tonight is getting ready to graduate from 19th Street. Come on up, Darren. Let's give Darren a round of applause.
My name is Darren and I'm an addict. So the thing about me is I love attention, but I hate the spotlight, so I'm going to sweat a lot. So I don't even know where to start. So I grew up in foster care from about 5 to 19. I knew my mom a little. She was pregnant a lot. She had 10 kids. I have a lot of siblings. And then when I emancipated from the foster system, I went to live with an aunt, and then I'm trying to see where I can get this. I lived with the aunt. I came back after that didn't work. Then I went to a transitional living program, and that's where I tried meth for the first time in my early 20s, like 25. Then from there, it's just I didn't get hooked right away, but it was like a month or two, so I guess that is kind of right away, you know. I should back up a little bit. Foster care was, it's a roller coaster. You know, you get placed in. I was in a lot of foster homes, a couple of group homes, McLaren Hall, just all types of stuff. There was some sexual abuse for a few years when I was like 6 to 9. I think that shaped my sexuality. So hey, I'm gay, by the way, just in case you didn't know. Well, you know now, but yeah. So back to the. So the meth thing is taking me to dark place. I've taken myself through a lot of dark places on meth. All of my jail time, I've been in prison. It's all due to the drug use and the choices I make while high. I didn't really have a hustle too much. I was just like, you want to be my friend? Let's go get high. You got drugs. I am your friend. And I actually was like really, really good at it. And I've lived in the woods. I've lived in the wash. I've been in just all kinds of crazy situations just to get high. And so I guess around 2000, I've moved states. I moved states trying to do the geographic thing, and like every time I move states, I'm like, you know what? Here's my pipe. Yeah, here's my drugs. I'm just gonna quit so I could go start over here. And then I'd get there, and then when like 2 months later, I'm like, I'm high again, you know. In Colorado, it started snowing 3 months later, and it's just like a whole ball game out there. It's a whole different ball game. I always end up in psychosis, which leads me to mental hospitals, and you know, it's putting strain on the family that I have now as an adult. I'm going fast. I have a really big family, and they're doing their best to be very supportive of me and show me that support and love that I didn't have when I was in foster care. And of course, you know, being the selfish drug addict that I am, I was taking complete advantage of that. So I started my recovery treatment after I cut myself at my aunt's place in Arizona, and that really hurt, and I couldn't even talk about it without crying for like months. It just took a long time to get myself to forgive myself for doing something like that. She since then has forgiven me because, of course, she wants the best for me. She just wants me to do better for myself. Tells me almost every time I talk to her. But, you know, it's taken a really long time to forgive myself for that. So since then, I've been doing this recovery thing. I started my first treatment center, did Cry Help twice because, of course, like most people who relapse, I got the program. I got a lot of literature because there's like 9 groups a day at Cry Help and whatnot. And then I'd, you know, get out, start working, detach myself from the program, stop calling my sponsor. I switched from AA to CMA because it wasn't working for me, and I don't like the thee and thou crap, and just a bunch of excuses, you know. And then so this time around, when I got back to California, my aunts found Cry Help for me, and you know, they gently shoved me in there. So I'm grateful for that because it started this journey for me. And then the second time I got to Cry Help, they sent me to some sober living that wanted to take my EBT and all just a whole bunch of crap. I couldn't work there. It was just a mess. So my family found Fred Brown. I came to Fred Brown 2023. When I got to Fred Brown, I was dirty for marijuana, and I had the really bright idea that I was gonna just keep smoking. Just a week or two, go down to the pirate town over there. You know what I'm saying? Just a week or two. They won't know because I'm already dirty. Well, little did I know that, you know, they send things off to the lab nowadays, and little I know, you know, I'm moving houses, and next thing I know, I'm at 270. So. Yeah, I got into 270. I didn't really want to do that, but I did it, and it's this program compared to Cry. I don't like to compare, you know, see the similarities, but because both of them have knowledge. But Fred Brown feels more like a family than an institution, because I've been to a lot of institutions. So this time when I got out, I was doing great. When I got out of the 270, I freaking had like. I got rentals, doing the DoorDash thing, you know, and was like going through like 7 or 8 rentals, and then I saved up enough money to get my first car while I was there, and you know, I was just doing big things. I wasn't really flexing. It was just like I was able to get them, you know what I'm saying? I was able to get them, so I got them, you know, and I was working a lot. I was doing 9-10-hour shifts, going to the groups, going to the meetings, staying compliant. And then my time ran out, and I didn't have a plan. I didn't prepare ahead of time. I was just living day by day, you know what I mean? And obviously I spent all the money that I saved on the car. So of course, when I ran out of time, I moved into the car. Kept hanging out. You know, of course, I'm real friendly, so I met people in 270, and they were riding around with me while I'm working because I'm just picking up food. You know, I can have people in the car. So, you know, I'm doing all that and stuff. And, of course, when they relapsed, at first I was like, nah, man, they're going to test me. I can't do that right now. And then something stressful happened, and bam, I'm right off the wagon again. So, you know, with me, it doesn't even take a lot. I don't have to buy 8 balls or ounces. It could be a $20 sack, and I will go into psychosis. So I just gotta realize that about myself. It doesn't take much. So when that went off the rails again, I kind of was like too prideful to do anything. So almost a whole year went by. And, you know, I've just been in my car, living out of my storage, going to the gym to shower, yada, 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 trying to make ends meet, but just like family's calling me, trying to be supportive, and they know you. You know your family, they know you more than they know yourself. And I have a great aunt in New York, and she knows me better than I know myself by a mile, and she's never met me in person. And this is insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's insane how well she knows me. Like, I just don't get that woman is amazing. I love her. So, you know, this time around, I came back in May, back in 23, they were pretty much like, you know, I was able to work pretty flexible shifts and everything, and then I came back in May to outpatient, moved back into one of the houses. I was there for a month, but I guess they got some new management, and you know, they were much stricter this time. So I'm like, well, if you don't want me to work the way you want me to work, then I'm just not gonna freaking be here. So I left, and of course, where am I going? Where are you going? So I went back into my car again. So, of course, you know that worked out real well. So I went back in my car, and of course that didn't work because it was really an excuse because the moment I left, I went right to the weed shop. So, you know, you know, some advice. If you're going to get high in San Pedro, leave San Pedro. Just saying, you know. But, but yeah, I laugh when I'm nervous, but yeah. So this time around, I'm very grateful for another opportunity to come here. My time is getting shorter, you know. I mean, I'm almost going to graduate soon, and I don't have this. I'm afraid of myself. I'm afraid of myself more than I'm afraid of anybody because what I'm doing different this time is I've had a sponsor for over a month now. I'm doing what he tells me to do. He wants me to write as much as you guys do. And I'm like, I'm sick of writing, you know, but I'm doing what he asked me to do. He wants me to call somebody and him every single day. And I'm like, I don't know these people. But it's getting me into the groove because that's one of my things. We talk about coping skills, and one of my coping skills I always write down is I'll just call my family or call someone in recovery when I'm tempted. But when I'm tempted, it never works because I've already made up my mind that I was going to do it anyway. So now with this, I feel like being able to call, getting in the habit of calling someone every single day is getting me prepared for when I am tempted, and I could just have someone to I've already talked to somebody, you know, and I can just stay connected because staying connected is the biggest part for me because every time that I've tried this recovery thing, I got all this stuff, I got the knowledge, I got a mind full of knowledge, thank you, and then I just disconnect, you know? Yeah, I have a sweater, sorry. But yeah, so this time I don't have it. I just tell myself that as long as I can take suggestion, I've learned through all these panels that come over that some of them are so boring and there's just the way they talk is so soothing, it makes me sleepy. But it works for them. Some of them have 43 years, 23 years, and it's just all of them are saying the same thing. If I continue to go to meetings and if I continue to do the steps, that my life will get better, that my life will get much better. And I want, you know, to get my own place for the first time because I've been living with guys my entire life and I'm kind of sick of it, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's it. That's pretty much, yeah. So, yeah, I just don't want to keep this insanity, you know, because I'm a little cray-cray, but I don't want to say that I'm insane because I keep doing the same thing of the hamster wheel. Like I keep going to rehab. I keep going to rehab. I keep making great progress. And within the year, one time I had 11 months and like it was so close to a year and it didn't even become a second thought and I relapsed, you know? So I want to do better. So that's pretty much what I got. Thank you.
Thanks, Darren. Let's give Darren another round of applause. And Darren, I think like with your story, the thing that I like that resonated with me the most was that you're learning how to pick up the phone and call someone. And I think like when we're at meetings and you see the sad person at the end of the meeting that their commitment is phoneless, and we always laugh, it's such a really important part of our program. And I think with your sponsor insisting that you call someone, it builds habits. Don't forget, we're here to pick up some good habits. So then when you need that person, you'll already know how to do it. It won't feel foreign. It won't feel like a blind date. And I think that that's probably one of the most useful tools I was able to pick up in my rehab that I went to. And, you know, it's definitely something I wish we did here, because I think it's another one of those tools that I think you can't have too many tools when we're out there going to battle, right? Because this is our lives. But I appreciate you coming back to us and looking forward to going to RBH and staying there with some men for a while. You know, you play your cards right, brother. You got a whole nother year of us. So, you know, you just keep that in your mind and keep progressing. So anyways, let's give Darren another round of applause and take a 10.
Yeah, not so much. You can, but not.
No, I mean, I'll try to keep it to a minimum. You're like, yeah, fuck you. Keep people at bay. I don't gotta get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Those are my stories. I'm a smart addict. Yeah, this will take down fucking a guy twice. Crying like a baby. You're smart around here, bro. You're smart around here, bro. I'd rather live instead of take my chance, you know? I'm not even sure I can sling them anymore, you know what I mean? I might be like, here, hold on, give me 5 minutes. I gotta go to my fucking car and grab a hammer and I'll throw it at you. I'll let it, you know, not literally.
Unless he starts petering out, then down.
I suffer from that instant life, and I sleep for a minute, you know, just let me just work things out.
All right, let's start the second half of the meeting with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the thing I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. All right, so tonight we have a special guest. Let's give him a round of applause. Come on up, Justin.
All right, I guess I got 30 minutes, but they're going to extend it an extra 10. My name is Justin, and I'm an addict. And I just want to give a moment of silence to anybody that's lost their life due to this addiction, whether it be alcohol, whatever. Let's take a moment. Amen. Yeah, so my name is Justin, and I'm an addict, man, and I'm a real addict, right? Like I always feel uncomfortable in my skin, right? Like I'm on the way over here, you know what I'm saying? Like from work in Santa Ana, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what am I gonna wear and what am I gonna say and all this shit's just going in my head, right? And I'm feeling completely uncomfortable in my skin, you know what I mean? And I wear glasses so I can't see much, right? So it might be kind of dangerous up here with this mic. Really though, you know, like I'm always constantly feeling uncomfortable in my skin, man. You know, and at an early age, I always felt that way, right? Like growing up, I was the outcast of my family. I'm the middle child, right? And I remember that in my younger years, bro, my first addiction was always seeking my dad's attention, right? Because there's my older brother and then there's my baby sister. And I always floated around being the extremist, right? I did fucking motocross riding. I did BMX riding. I was sponsored, skateboarding, rollerblading, you name it, I did it, right? And I was always seeking his attention, man. You know, and when I was 4 years old, my mom and dad got divorced, man. And what I want to fucking really just like say is that anybody that's been raped or molested in here, man, I feel you. Anybody that has gone through any type of trauma like that, man, I feel you, right? So I'm a product of foster care, of rape and molestation, right? And that was very traumatic to me, man, growing up. You know what I mean? I'm thinking like if I could just be different from my mom and dad, they wouldn't get a divorce, right? If I was just a little bit different kid, right? Like these things wouldn't be happening to me as a kid, man. You know, and for whatever reason, man, like that helped shape me to the way that I am today, man. Like how I raise my kids, man. You know, and how I have empathy for people that have been through that, right? So growing up, man, like I was always feeling uncomfortable in my skin, man, always seeking my dad's attention, and it just never worked out, man. And I did a lot of bad shit, man. Did a lot of bad stuff growing up through grade school, a lot of stuff growing up through junior high and high school, right? Just always trying to seek his attention, whether it was good or bad, man. Right? And it never worked. Like even today, man, like my dad doesn't see me as his son, right? Like he just kind of like looks at me like I'm the outcast and I'm the fuck up, man. You know, and that's okay, right? Because like I pray for him. Right, like my dad did the best he could with what he had, man, raising 3 kids on his own. A functioning addict and an alcoholic, man, right? And so I can't take that away from my dad, man, the fact that he raised his kids the best way he could, right? And I just have to come with grips that I'm never going to be like that child in his eyes, man, where he says, you know what, you actually turned out to be a well-rounded man. And I'm okay with that today, right? So growing up through school, man, I had a lot of medical problems. I used to shit on myself. Right, and I used to get sent home from school, so I didn't have a lot of friends, man. Yeah, and it's funny, dude, because like I look back at it, bro, right, and I became like part of this like crazy kid, man, because I didn't have any friends. You know what I want to also tell you, man, is that I was in a grooming process at a very early age. My dad had a Confederate flag hanging up in the garage, right? So racism was like really set in our family, man. You know, and my best friend Corey growing up was black, and I couldn't bring him home, and I didn't know why. Right, like I just couldn't understand that, right? And every other word that came out of my dad's mouth, dude, was the N-word. Right? Yeah, no, it is. It's fucked up, man. It is, man. It's really messed up, you know. And so I grew up, man, with these medical problems, dealing with rape and molestation, man, not feeling comfortable in my skin, like never fitting in, like always wanted to be the popular kid or the kid that blew up your mailbox or whatever, man. You know, yeah, you identify, right? Yeah, thanks for laughing. And you know, it's crazy, man, because who I am today is who I would want to be raised by. I've done a lot of growing in this program. I've done a lot of growing in this program. I also want to tell you that I'm not going to glorify my drug use because none of it was ever fun. My delusion will tell me that it was and it wasn't, right? And it will get me to where I jump out of the bushes on myself. I will tell myself this lie and I will buy into it one more time and I will get loaded. And I'm the 20-sack kid, right? I'm the 20-sack kid. I smoke a dime, I get paranoid, and I think the FBI are behind me. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that the white van that are working on electrical lines are coming to get me, right? Like I'm part of the mafia or something. I got a 10-sack. Like, man, the cops ain't gonna bust me for no dime. But in my head, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. Needless to say, I was not a vision for you. So growing up, man, you know, I became part of a racist neighborhood, man. At 14, ran away from home. I became part of a skinhead neighborhood, man. I did a lot of bad stuff to bad people, man. I did a lot of worse stuff to good people, man. Right, and really what I want to share tonight, man, is like how my recovery process brought me to where I'm at today, man. Like how God has worked in my life, man. Like I needed God to work in every area of my life all at the same time, man. Right? Like I need God to like wake up with me, have a cup of coffee, be with me on the road during my road rage because somebody cut in front of me and I'm so sure and like, who do you think you are? And you know what I'm saying? I'm driving a 4-banger and things fucking breaking down and the steering wheel's doing this, like I can catch you, right? And God's humorous, man. My God is humorous, you know. So I will go back, you know, and I will let you guys know what it was like, what happened, and what it's like today, man. So in my drug addiction, man, like I'm in a monster, right? Like I'm in this monster relationship with myself in my head, right? And I just remember that everybody left me and my family, man. And I'm so full of drugs and so full of delusion. I remember meeting this girl who was an amputee below the knees, right? She was in a wheelchair. And the only thing I could think of is she could never walk out on me. So we're doing a whole bunch of nasty stuff where I'm throwing her around the room like nugget porn, right? And it's before that shit even came out, you know? Needless to say, it didn't work, right? Like she hit the high road. She rolled out on me. So I'm full of delusion, right? And I'm like this skinny white kid, right? And if I grew my hair out, it looked like a straight shooter with an afro, right? And like I'm wearing a wife beater and the big old dickies, right? And they're like butterflied all the way around. And you know, when I walk past you, you can see my back pockets clapping. You know what I'm saying? Like giving myself a round of applause, right? Yeah, man, just sick, man. You know. And I love that I can laugh at myself today because like it wasn't so funny back then. I was like, "What'd you say?" Like, bro, yeah, I would have broke, you know? And, yeah, so, like, man, drugs were never good to me, man, you know? And I always bought into that lie, right, of, like, seeing it on the commercial, like drink responsibly or, like, you know, they have, like, these billboards up now, you know what I'm saying? Go to the clinic, right? Like the weed guy, right? And what I want to say to you is, like, I love gay people today, man. You guys are so outgoing and so fast-spoken. You guys are just so animated, you know what I'm saying? And I love that shit, boo. I love that shit, you know? And your story's profound, right? You're like, and I said over here to the chair, right? You're like, you know, I get nervous and I start sweating, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like the attention, but I don't like the spotlight. And I looked over and I said, well, what does he do in the bedroom? You know what I'm saying? I could just picture it, you know what I'm saying? Shaking like a cold chihuahua, you know what I'm saying? Just sweating bullets, right? But that's my head, you know what I'm saying? And I gotta make funny out of it, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, in here, like, we get to, like, naturally laugh, man. You know what I mean? Like when we were out there, right? No, I'll just keep it on my side of the street, right? Like when I was out there, man, like I fake laughs, bro. Like I didn't like anybody, including myself. You know what I'm saying? And really, like what I want to share is like I was mostly racist against myself, man. I was mostly racist against myself, right? And this is exactly what she needed. Girl, don't die, take a drink. Anybody got an asthma inhaler? But yeah, man, I love all walks of life around here, man. So I just really want to share, man, like what God has done for me, man. So like, I go to SAF in 2006, and I'm there for like 30 days, right? And I think I'm cured, and I get out and I take a hit, man, and I'm not cured, man, right? And I'm thinking that, like, you know, if I just put it down for a little while, I can do some controlled smoking. I've been on Chantix for the last 30 days and I still have a cigarette in my mouth. It's fucking insane. But you all right over there? Girl! But like God has like been working on my life, bro. Like ever since I gave myself a chance, right? Me and my mom got reunited in 2006. 20 years of not having her in my life, man. And I remember like just feeling this void as a kid, man, that I just wanted my mom, man. Right? And so we got reunited after 20 years, man. And when she came out to Riverside, man, and I was just like that kid, man, that was just scared inside, man, like packing a pistol on my hip, hanging around with the wrong crowd, doing a whole bunch of bad stuff, man. And she planted the seed of recovery in me, and I didn't even know it. Right? And she goes, here's my phone number. If you want to know what about changes, like you never have to use again. And I'm looking at her like, what do you mean I never have to use again? Like, this is normal to me. Like, what do you mean that I never have to use again, right? Like, this is my daily regimen. Like, this is my life now. You know what I mean? And it baffled me, man. And it took me all about 2 weeks, right? And I'm sitting in this trap house. And there's this black crackhead, right? And she's over there in the corner. She's itching the top of her head with the corner of a fucking comb that we cuff our mustache with, right? Until it's bleeding. And then there's this guy that has a hole in his neck from smoking dope, right? And he's still smoking, right? And I'm just like, I'm looking around and I'm like, dude, like I am in a bad place. But I'm amazed by the fact that he could blow smoke rings out of this thing, right? So I'm like patting him on his back and they're just like perfect, right? I'm just like, damn, you know? The insanity, right? So it took me about 2 weeks, man, to really like take a look around at where I was going, you know, and the only thing that I could come up with is I was going to die. I was going to die before I had a chance of being a dad. I was going to die before I had a chance of like making it right with my brother. I was going to die before I had a chance at life, man. And I came out to Long Beach in 2006, right? And I started this journey, man. And God has been with me ever since, man. Like you want to talk about the grooming process, right? Has been like almost completely washed out of my system, right? Man, I'm here to tell you, man, that like in my last alumni program that I was in Castle West, 10 minutes from Skid Row, man, God really touched my life. And he told me that the only race that's in this fucking world is the human race, man. Because if drugs don't discriminate, why should you? Right? And that's some powerful stuff, man. It's some powerful stuff, man. And it started to change my life, really, of like how I viewed people, man. And just like hurt people, man. But people that are in this process, man, learn to live with other people, man. And they learn to like show some empathy for some other people, man. And it doesn't matter where the hell you came from. I'm sitting in a room now, right, sharing my experience, strength, and hope with a whole bunch of hope to die dope fiends, man. And I'm glad that God has signed your name on your seat today, man, for you to live, man. What I want to express is like how many days like I risked myself of dying out there, man, right? Like I took a chance on dying every time I picked up a bag, man. And so when I get in here, I'm like, I'll maintain against the grain. I don't want to do what my sponsor says and all this shit, right? Like, so like, why not take a chance at living? And I started taking a chance at living, man. And my life is full today, and it's very small, but it's very full, man. I want to tell you that like, I've raised two of my oldest in these rooms, and I have, you know, at 42, I have a 20-month-old, right? And I get a chance to raise him in the rooms too. And I get a chance to raise him healthy, man. And I get a chance to raise him without drugs and alcohol being in the house, right? Like, I know he's going to have his own journey, right? But like, I need to be set up and prepared for the day that might happen. Right? Even for my oldest boy, right? Like he's smoking a little bit of weed and he's drinking. And I said, look, man, I don't care what you do. But if you ever try the shit that I did, I will be everybody's worst nightmare. I will beat up the parents. I will be fucking making people go missing in different states. Like you have no idea, because I don't want my kid to go down the road that I went down, man. Because like, honestly, not only was I living suicidal, man, I was living homicidal too. It was only a matter of time before somebody shot me dead. Until I got myself into some shit and somebody didn't like it and I wasn't ready for it, man. Right? And I'm glad that like God has gave me a chance, man, time after time after time. And I was talking with the member earlier, right, in this room, and I always love to keep people's anonymity, right? And we're sharing about like, you know, the relapse, man, the relapse, right? And see, for an addict like me, is I will always continue to think about the past and what happened, man, instead of my future. And what I told this gentleman is I said, man, it's not about what you've been through. It's about where you're going, man. It's about the fact that these doors stayed open and God continued to sign your name on these seats, man, because you could be dead. You'd be rotting somewhere in a bag, man, or behind a building, man. You know what I mean? And people don't know, man. People don't know where we are, man, when we get loaded, you know? And so I had 9.5 years, man, and I'm really doing this thing. Like, I had sponsees, man. I'm doing the work, right? And what I want to tell you is that, like, I became complacent in my recovery enough for me to put a cap on it. Like, it was enough. Like, I was doing enough meetings. Like, I was sponsoring enough people. Like, I was talking to my sponsor enough. Like, I was just doing enough, man. And one day, I knocked on myself. And I invited the devil in my home at 9.5 years. And I got loaded. And it was just that bright idea that I was going to use for the weekend, right? Because, like, I owed it to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I could get high. I've had enough time, man. Like, I've learned enough step work, man. Like, I've done enough, you know what I mean? Like, with my sponsor, man, like, I could control this shit, man. When in all actuality, man, it was the worst 2 years of my life. Out of all the years that I got loaded, man, it was the worst 2 years of my life, man. And it's not about material shit, right? But sometimes it is, man, because it took me 15 years, man, to get everything I fucking had at 9.5 years clean, man. A Harley Davidson, a brand new car, man, the big screen TV, the home furnishings, right? Like being a parent to my kid, man, like raising them in my home, man. Single father, man. And all that got taken away, man, because I gave it away. And I was in a horrible relationship, and I want to tell you that I'm a victim of domestic violence. Not that I'm the perpetrator, but I'm the victim of it. And the only thing that I could think about was my side of the street of how I kept allowing her to come back, to call the cops on me, to have me arrested for a crime I never committed. Like, talk about loving somebody unconditionally without healthy boundaries, man. And like, all that shit was out the window too. Oh, like, because when I get loaded, all bets are off, right? And so my life is horrible, man. My life is horrible, man. 2 years, man, seems so long. But what God did for me, man, and you know, and it's always going to come back full circle, man, right? And this is what I truly believe, man. So my mom gets real sick, and she dies of cancer, right? So I had her out of my life for 20 years, bro. Only had her in my life for like 7 in my adult age, and then God took her, man. And I was real mad at God, man. I was real mad at God, right? Like, not that she lost her life to this disease, like being an active addiction, but when we come around here, man, and we get clean, we start getting some medical problems, man. Right? Like I know a lot of people, man, that are suffering from medical problems today, man, clean, right? And so my mom passes away, man. You want to talk about the fucking gift that I was given that day, man, when I watched her die? Is that her son was clean enough to make his living amends the night before she passed. At 4 years clean. See, my mom watched me take my first breath when she fucking delivered me, bro, on that table, right? And I got to watch her take her last breath, man. Clean. Full of fear, man, and not knowing what I was going to do without my mom, right? Because, like, I knew that she was the only fucking person in my family that understood what I was going through, and every time I went through it. And now she's gone. And that was a big bullet to bite, man. So I know about death around here, man. Like, I know about loss around here, right? And I was also part of that no matter what club, too, at that time, man. Like, I didn't pick up. And God continued to have me stay clean, man, and continue to have me spread the word, and continue to have me share some hope and some like inspiration to people sitting at a bus stop that didn't even know me. You want to talk about sitting at a bus stop? I remember fucking moving like this uncontrollably. Being so smacked back, man. If you ain't moving like this, you must have been the police. You know what I'm saying? Remember being in a hotel room with her, and I got Vaseline head to toe, and she's got a pipe in her mouth. I got a pipe in my mouth, right? And I'm like investigating myself, right? And I'm leaking out the fucking out the peephole, right? And I got something hanging out the backside of me, right? And I'm just like, at this point, I'm not even bisexual, right? I'm trisexual, right? I'll try anything if it makes me feel good, right? Fuck. It happens. Like, all bets are off, man, when I get loaded, right? Like, all bets are off, man. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't tweaking, speaking, and sneaking, you know what I'm saying? You ain't one of me, man. You know what I'm saying? And, right? Identifiers. I love it, you know? Maybe not yet, right? But that's still a yet, you know what I'm saying? Have yourself a doozy and see where that takes you, you know what I'm saying? You might not be able to shut that thing off, you know? walking back into the porn store like, you have the instructions for this thing? You know, it's really up there, you know? Yeah, that's my story. And I love that I could get up here, man, and I love that I could share, man. You guys like won't like discriminate against me or judge me, man. Right? Like you guys will laugh, man, because like it's identifiable, or like you guys know somebody that have been through that, right? Or like that might be part of your right? Yeah, the front guy, he's just like, you guys have dark secrets too, you know what I'm saying? Welcome. But yeah, man, you know, like God has been really good to me, man, you know, and I just want to say, like, for anybody that's like giving yourself a chance tonight in these rooms, congratulate yourself. Congratulate yourself. You know, this is a lot better than being locked up in a state penitentiary somewhere fearing for your life every day, right? Because we might be like walking hard on the yard and like yoked up, you know what I'm saying? And we're like hitting the weights, but really, we're scared to death, man. We're just scared children inside, man, and just want to be accepted, man. You know? Like, I've never seen a yard, man. Right? But like I've done enough like county time to like pretty much say I've seen a yard, man. I've seen a lot of bad stuff happen. I think I've had more court dates than real dates, to be honest. I love NEA, but the DA, you know. But really, like what I want to share right now is about my gift of desperation. Like I never want to lose my gift of desperation. I never want to forget, man, how I freaking felt being homeless in an alley, sweeping a 10 by 10 foot square right near a dumpster, eating from it, man. Like shaking maggots off of burgers just to eat. Right? Like, yeah, like when somebody asks me, hey, what do you want to eat? I always say anything but trash. And that's real for me, man. Like that was one of my yets, right? And I'm sweeping this 10 by 10 foot square, right? And I think I'm doing something for the community and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm up all hours through the night, I never sleep, you know what I'm saying? They come out and I'm just like, looking like a lost chicken, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, the delusion, right? But like, it wasn't the fact that I was homeless, man. It wasn't the fact that like I was suffering out there, right? It wasn't the fact that like my 14-year-old boy used to come and drop off money to me because I was sick. And I mean, I'm not talking about dope sick, like heroin sick or like any type of downer sick. I mean, I'm talking about like sick, like dying from starvation sick. Like that wasn't my rock bottom, man. Like that wasn't my gift of desperation. Like my rock bottom and my gift of desperation was asking God in my tent at night, man, to deliver me from this disease one more time. And it says in our reading that our disease needs to be arrested and then recovery is possible. I remember being arrested, right? But I remember also being put in the back of that car and feeling relief that I didn't have to wake up with this nightmare one more time, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the police and the judge were doing for me what I couldn't do for myself, which was stay away from this toxic ass relationship and get away from drugs one more time, man. And I remembered because they draw down on me, man. Like when the calls come in, like I remember like swooping 15 cop cars, scaling fences and shit. You know what I mean? Like I could fit through a chain link fence. I was so sucked up. No, really, man. Like, but when I was arrested, man, and they said, get on the ground, you're under arrest. Well, I heard God transmitted, son, you could take a rest. You could take a rest from this disease. I'm doing for you what you can't do for yourself. And I knew right there that my recovery process was going to begin one more time, right? And I knew that I needed to take this shit seriously, man, because, like, I will be the one, like, in the holding tank, like, crying to God, right? And then, like going before the judge, hoping that they OR me. Just forgetting my nightmare, man. Like, that's how my disease works, man. It makes me forget about my nightmare just that fast, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm wanting them to OR me because I'm wanting to just smoke one more time. You know what I'm saying? To go to the program all by myself, but God had different plans, man. See, so like when I came into this program this last time, man, out in LA, Royal Palms. I didn't notice the banner flag, right? The LGBTQ, whatever it is, R2D2, right? With the gays and the trans, right? Like I didn't see that, right? Like until I got in, and you know what I'm saying? Like this guy girl like comes up, right? She's looking at me like I'm a miracle. I'm just like, I ain't it, you know what I mean? And I came in a paper suit with no boxers and county crocs on, man. And I remember leaving everything at the jail, man, because like I didn't want anything to follow me, man, when I got into that treatment program. And I was broke, man, and I had nothing, and I knew that I could start from nothing to become something, right? And I completed that program with honors, top of my class, right? I had like 90 write-ups. Yeah, I was a special case, right? I was, dude. I was a special case, man. 90 write-ups, man. They were like, we don't even know how you're keeping you here, I was like, I don't know either, fuck it. But I graduated that program, man, and I graduated recovery bridge housing, right? And then I was kind of like going back and forth at my sponsor's house and living in my car, and like what I want to tell you is like we should be able to brag about the things all the things that we complain about. Like, think about that real quick. We should be able to brag about all the things that we complain about. Like, I could have complained that I was sleeping in my car, but what can I brag about? That I had a car to sleep in, right? Like I could complain, right, that I didn't have any like cooking utensils to heat my meals up, but the fact of the matter is I could buy a hot and ready fucking pizza at 7-Eleven. I love that place. That burned through so much of my food stamps in like a week. $290 all on pizza, right? But I had to be grateful for that stuff, man. I had to be grateful for the fact, man, that like my struggle was real, right? And it was like I had a lot of white girl problems. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm out of my addiction, man, and I had white girl problems, man. Like, I'm able to like live in my car and like bounce back and forth, you know what I mean, with my sponsor. And like I had a lot of healthy people living around me, man. A lot of people keeping track of me, man. A lot of people that were praying for me. And what I love about this program, man, is it will teach you how to be a man or a woman around here. It will teach you how to respect yourself and to respect others around here, man. It will teach you how to be a father. It will teach you how to love yourself. And that was fucking huge for me. Like, I didn't love myself for a long time. And you guys loved on me. Like, when I first came around here, man, you guys wanted to hug me. I was like checking my pockets, like, because you guys are quick. I know I was. I gave you a hug. I was like, whoop, $20 back in my pocket. You know what I mean? And I felt really uncomfortable, man. Like, I didn't want nobody hugging me, not even a woman, man, because like my fear of you getting over on me, but that's not what you guys gave me around here, man. You guys didn't give me that, man. You guys gave me hope and inspiration and love, man. You guys loved on me until I learned to love myself, man. This program is awesome, man. Like I don't know what your journey is, right? Or like what you're part of, but just like get to know yourself, man. Like take some suggestions around here, man, because I remember the suggestions that I was taking from my dope dealer and my homeboys, man, were not good suggestions, man. Like, put a gun in your hip, you know what I mean, and go fucking do 19 house invasions in a month. Yeah. You guys didn't tell me that when I came around here, man. You guys said love yourself, man, and do work with your sponsor, man, and love somebody that's really going through this thing with the disease on them, man. Like you guys taught me how to love my children the most when they needed it the least. Like when they were running my household and I'm ragged, man, working full time and coming to meetings and sponsoring and being a sponsee, and you guys showed me how to love my kids, man, when they needed it the least, man, and to love on myself as well, right? And I think that that's a key factor around here, man, for me, is that I need to learn how to be okay with not being okay with being uncomfortable in my skin every day, right? With like in fear of judgment, man. You know what I mean? And I work on that every day, And my life is good and it's full, man. And I'm in this new healthy relationship right now, man. And kind of like, yeah, I know, right? It's with myself, thank you. No, I really have an awesome girlfriend. She's a nurse, so I get to live dangerously. Right? She's as cute as a fucking button on a fur coat, I tell you that, and I'm in this healthy relationship, man, and it's only due to Narcotics Anonymous. It's only due to a power greater than myself that I have a clear understanding about, right? Like, my God doesn't look like your God, and I'm glad that your God doesn't look like mine. You know what I mean? Like my God of my understanding is a tatted back Hell's Angels doing life in the penitentiary, and every time that I wake up in the morning, that's him picking up the phone, making that collect call to tell me how to stay out of the penitentiary every day, tell me how to make good decisions. That's a God of my understanding, right? So whoever your God of your understanding is, man, what I suggest that you do is keep tapped into that, man, because that's power. That's power. I know when I started to drift away from my God, man, I became powerless. When I started to drift away from the meetings, I became powerless. And steps 1, 2, and 3 says, I can't, God can, so let him. And it's really tough for me, man, to like not take my will back from time to time, but it's important for me to just say, okay, your will, not mine. Even when I'm faced with like feeling like a punk in the streets, man, like somebody's getting in my face, you know what I mean? And I just got to walk away from it, right? Because like, what's the greater deal, man? That I'd rather live and be free today or die and be locked up. you know. And I got asked about the mace on my hip. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a smart addict today. I will keep you at bay. I will spray you from 10 feet and walk away, right? Like, I don't want to fight anymore, man. That's just me though, right? And I don't have it for like a weapon or anything like that, but when people see it, I think that they tend to stay at bay too, you know? God has just been so good, man, and merciful, and I'm in this healthy relationship, and it's the best relationship that I've ever been in, and it's like really God-centered, man, and like we go to church every Sunday, and it's not like the whole like material like thing of like, oh, just like going to church and like showing face in there. It's about like really tapping in the fact that like we are God-centered, man, and we keep God first, our program second, take care of our home front third, and then we meet somewhere after that, and it's beautiful. It is an absolutely beautiful relationship, man, and it's like we're both falling for each other super quick, and that's okay, right? And like I get these messages like I'm fucking scared, and then I respond to her like, you don't have to be scared alone. And that's due to this program as well, right? Like when I told you guys that I was scared to death, man, you guys told me that I didn't have to be scared alone, that I could be scared with you, right? Because we're all facing the same dilemma, man, right? Just trying to stay clean one more day, right? What I want to tell you that a good day is that when the disease isn't on me, and I get to lay my head down clean at night. But what's a great fucking day is that when the disease is on me and I still lay my head down clean at night. That's a great fucking day. So for me, I try to have a great day on purpose. Thank you for allowing me to share.
All right. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it. Let's give Justin another round of applause. It's amazing. All right, Michael, you're up.
What's up, guys? My name's Michael. I'm an alcoholic addict. Michael! I'm also your chip chick at this meeting. That's right. Here at Fred Brown Recovery Services, we'd like to give out chips for various lengths of sobriety, starting with the most important person in the room, the newcomer. With anyone with 29 days or less, like to come up and get a chip and a hug.
Yeah.
Mike.
My name's Jack. I'm an addict.
Sam.
I'm Albert. I'm an alcoholic. My name's Randy. I'm an addict.
All right. Anyone with 30 days? Anyone else? What about 60 days? All right, well, anyone with 90 days?
All right.
Thank you. Luis, addict.
Darren, alcoholic addict.
Anyone with 6 months? What about 9 months? What about 18 months?
How long is that?
It's a year and a half for anyone that doesn't know. Just over a county lid.
All right.
All right. We also celebrate birthdays at this meeting, but that is at the end of every month. So please get with the meeting secretary if you would like your birthday celebrated here at the end of the month. With anyone with a year or more, please raise your hand.
Yeah.
Just goes to show that this program does work. Thank you for letting me be of service.
All right, Sean, you want to come on up? Do your treasury report.
Okay, your meeting slips will be up here. All right, y'all, my name is Sean. I'm an alcoholic and an addict. All right, we had an old balance of $193.65. We took in $14.50, which leaves us with a new balance of $208.15. Thank you for letting me be of service.
All right, who wants to come and share? We have time. 2 minutes.
It's been 2 minutes already.
Joe Alcoholic. Man, I had this like crazy experience yesterday, right? Well, on Sunday, I met up with my sponsor, did some reading, and went to a meeting. And then after all that, I went home, and I got on my knees and prayed, and I prayed for patience. And the next morning, because I'm going to school to get my Class A, right? The next morning, we drive to the DMV in Gardena, and I go in there, and they're like, "You don't have an appointment." I'm like, "What?" And I show them the confirmation, and they're like, "You could stay here. You could stay on standby." I was like, "All right, cool." So we stayed. We stood there like 8 hours, and the instructor was like, if they don't call you by 1 o'clock, then we're gonna leave. And the whole time I'm sitting there, I was like, damn. I looked up, I was like, you got jokes, huh? And sure enough, like 12:50 hits, and they call me, and I'm like, yes. And 12:50 hits, and they call me. I'm like, yes. So I go and I do my air brakes test. I pass. I do my outside pre-chip. I pass. I do my maneuvers. I pass. They're like, all right, let's go to the road. Okay. And I failed. I failed the road. But
Fuck that road.
I failed the road, but when I told the instructor like why they failed me, he was like, what the hell? Like, cause I guess the lady wanted me to like exaggerate by looking at the mirrors, right? Like constantly looking at them. And while I was passing the intersection to look both ways, which I was, but after I passed the intersection to look both ways again. And in my head, I'm like, what am I looking for? A liquor store? Like, am I trying to get a 40 or something? In my head, I didn't tell her that. But in my head, I was like, damn, am I looking for a liquor store or something? Like, what am I supposed to be looking for after I passed the intersection? And then she also said that she wanted me to call out the signs. And none of this, mind you, they taught me this while I was in class, while I was in school, driving on the road. So, yeah, man, it was just a crazy experience that God was teaching me patience. My higher power was teaching me patience. And I was fine with it. Usually I would be like pissed off, like, man, F this, like I'm gonna fail this test just because, like, thinking so negative usually, But that day I was just cool, calm, and collective, and I just ran with it however it came. And when's your next appointment? So what I should have done is I should have walked into the DMV and scheduled my own appointment, but no, the school was like, oh, we'll schedule your appointment for you. They scheduled the appointment on April 4th. And I graduate school April 18th. Okay. So, you got this. Yeah, I got it, but I'm just like, damn, why so long? I only got to do one test because I passed all the other ones, so I just got to go on the road one more time. Like, why do I want, I don't want to wait a whole month. But then again, that's my higher power showing me patience. So, man, this is crazy. Like, I would have never thought that. I didn't even think I was gonna get past the pre-trip, you know, because that was my hardest struggle in school, was the pre-trip. My pre-trip scores sucked. My road was good, maneuvers were good, air brakes were on point, but my pre-trip sucked. But I passed, and that's thanks to my higher power being there with me, and my grandpa being there with me, you know, and you know, I get to do like, I get to have fun in this program, you know, like I get to go on vacations, I get to be a dad, like you were saying, and I get to share. Thank you for letting me share.
My name's Ramon. I'm an addict. So about a week and a half ago, I got a call from the probation office saying I had a warrant out for my arrest. Right? And my heart fell out of my ass, right? I was like, what? Literally, like, I was like, what? Like, I've been staying out of trouble. I moved out of my city. I got a job. They promoted me like 3-4 times, and now I run a location. I'm doing community service. Staying out of trouble, passed all my drug tests. I got 2 years clean and sober. Like, what am I doing wrong? Right? And so long story short, the PO, she kind of smut me up, you know, saying that I wasn't complying and doing what I was supposed to do with the terms and conditions of probation. And, you know, I got an aunt that's a paralegal. So I used to ask her for help all the time before, and she'd be like, nope, I only help people that are innocent, you know? And I'm just kind of like, what? Like, what's that supposed to mean, right? And I called her, you know, and she was, I had talked to her, and then I went to go see her, and she sees how good I've been doing. And when I called her, she's like, don't worry about it. I'll have somebody call you. So I go in, the next day, I'm going into the courthouse. Like, I'm scared. I'm going to Norwalk courthouse. I'm like, damn. I have my brother take me in case he arrests me, you know, and I called the attorney. He came through, and you know, he looked out for me, you know, and I was scared. I was just like, damn, like, I did not have the money to pay for an attorney, you know, like, and he dropped everything last minute. He drove from, where was it? Pasadena to Norwalk, like, and he showed up like 15-20 minutes after me, you know, dropped everything and just came. And he went in there and he did his thing, you know, and he came out and he told me, like, hey, good thing you didn't come by yourself, because if you did, you would have been in cuffs. As soon as I walked in there, he's like, that's what they're talking about, violating you, and you would have been in there 4 years in the county on your joint suspension. And I'm just like, damn, like, and he's like, but I talked them to give you 6 months extension, whatever. And I'm like, that's all I wanted, you know. I didn't want to get off with a slap on the wrist, you know. I want to finish what I have to finish, you know. And you know, sure enough, like, that's what he got me, you know. And you know, I'm just grateful that, like, my family's seen the growth in me, you know. They see the efforts that I'm trying to put into my life, you know, and to the people around me. And you know, I'm just really grateful, you know. Like, I hugged the attorney, and I'm just like, dude, like, you know. He's like, how do you feel? I was like, I want to hug you. He's like, come here, you know. And I gave him a hug, you know. And I never walked into a courthouse like that and walked back out, you know. For those of you who know, when I was in treatment, Abel took me to court, and I never left. I didn't even say nothing. They called me up, and then the cop came behind the thing, and they put the handcuffs on me. I'm like, what the heck? Abel's like, hey, what are you doing? You know, they're like, oh, it's all right. Like, it's good. You know, I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? And a month or two later, then, you know, I ended up going back to the program, you know. And, you know, I got the program to thank for that, you know, because without the program, like, you know, I would have been dead, you know, for sure, or doing life in prison, you know, like. Because, like you're saying, you know, you weren't just suicidal, you're homicidal, you know? I was the same fucking way, you know? Like, people didn't want to be around me. I wasn't the type, I was always by myself, quiet, you know? I didn't dance too much, but I was back and forth pacing, you know? But, yeah, I just felt like I had to get that off my chest, you know? Because it's been kind of, it's like I'm grateful, you know? Like, I never had that happen to me, and I was just kind of like, damn, like, you know? Like, it's a blessing. I'm free, you know? But other than that, thank you for letting me share.
All right. Oh, Brandon, and then Randy, and then we'll call it.
Hi, my name's Brandon. I'm a recovering alcoholic addict. I want to thank you both for your shares because it was spot on for me. I identify with you, you know, being gay, living psychosis and meth just one day and it's all gone. And I identify with you because I'm not ever comfortable in my skin. I always want to be somebody else. Like growing up, I didn't realize that. I wanted to be somebody else. Could never love me. I was never enough. But then I found my higher power, which is Jesus Christ. And then I was enough because my higher power told me I am enough. So the whole, I'm learning to be uncomfortable with the uncomfortable. This isn't my first time being in recovery, but now I'm looking to the future. This is going to be my last time in recovery, and I'm going to come back and I'll be talking. So I want to thank you both for your shares. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Randy, and I'm an addict. I know Randy. Recently just became an alcoholic, too. Isaiah, I want to bring this up because it's just kind of funny. I kind of fell back about a week ago, Thursday. I identified because not only am I homicidal, I found out I'm very, very suicidal. Put a knot to my neck. Thought that was the best decision instead of picking up the phone. Like I called Nancy once and I was just a little retard and I just disregarded everything she said. She told me to come back and I chose to just go look for a glass pipe, it sucked. I'm pretty young, not younger than you, Isaiah. Get that straight. But nonetheless, for anybody that's actually new here, actually talk to the staff members. Roxy has done a great job keeping up Fred's memory. She's done a great job picking people to work here to help out others. But most importantly, she's done a great job showing love and support. I failed and I regret it. I hate it. But nonetheless, I did get a job. I got myself a place. Fell off because I chose to stick with two idiots. But nonetheless, like Isaiah said, I'm not the only one standing. Really, it's me and him still standing. And unfortunately, I regret my decisions. I regret picking up a pipe. I regret picking up weed. I regret a lot of things. But nonetheless, the one thing I don't regret is coming back and seeing familiar faces. Joe, I didn't speak to you back then that much. I mean, you scared the shit out of me. But now I could literally hug you. I could just talk to you like a normal person. Roxy, literally, I came crying like a little girl the other day, and what happened? Staff members immediately got on the phone, trying to find me a bed. Unfortunately, it didn't work. I come back today, and I go to Sherry, because I know Sherry could work a miracle, and she did. And now I have a bed by tomorrow, and it may not be Fred Brown. Nonetheless, I'm back, and I'm not going anywhere, and I'm really here to say it actually works. That's right. Being someone that's young, it fucking works. I had everything. It was small as hell, very little, but I had it all. And I want that back. And I'll have it back, but that's only if I work it. I gotta stay out of the way and let God do what He wants me to do. He paves the road, not me. So at the end of the day, just work it, try it, and talk to somebody. Because when I picked up the phone trying to call my sponsor, I swear to God, it's not like I was actually there. It was really just the devil trying to play mind games. Now it's really me. And for once and for all, young as I am, I want to be in where a lot of people are nowadays, like yourself. I want to be a father. My son passed away, so to speak. But I want to be a father. I want to own a home, whether it's an apartment or not, but nonetheless, hey, if I work it, I should be fine. Roxy, thank you for everything you've done and still do. Nancy, thank you for everything. You're a mother. And of course, thank you for never, ever saying no to me. So I appreciate everyone, whether you're new or not. Keep it up. I got one more try at this, and I'm not gonna fuck it up. Thank you.
Thanks, Randy. Appreciate you. All right, Scott, do you want to come on up and read just for today, please?
I'm Scott, I'm an addict. Just for today, tell yourself. Just for today, my thoughts will be on my recovery, living and enjoying life without the use of drugs. Just for today, I will have faith in someone in NA who believes in me and wants to help me in my recovery. Just for today, I will have a program. I will try to follow it to the best of my ability. Just for today, through NA, I will try to get a better perspective on my life. Just for today, I will be unafraid. My thoughts will be on my new association, people who are not using and who have found a new way of life. So long as I follow that way, I have nothing to fear.
All right, before we pray out, let's go ahead and thank Darren and Justin. Give them another round of applause. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. We need a couple of volunteers to help bring in the cart and garbage. Awesome, thank you. All right, let's link up and pray out. Guys, don't forget to follow Darren's lead and pick up the wreckage of your presents. We see it, right? Don't forget. You better. I got my eye on you, Gino. Yeah. All right, after a moment, are you guys okay over there? What the fuck is that? That's a cluster right there.
Wouldn't have been the first time.
Right? And I'm thinking it's not going to be the last either. All right, after a moment of silence for the alcoholic and addict who's still suffering, will Justin please lead us out in the prayer of his choice?
Many acts have said,
Take my will in my life, guide me in my recovery.